Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm the GQ Jedi. If you're not already subscribed to me, blast the subscribe button down below so you don't miss any valuable Star Wars content. I recently touched upon the fact that these Star Wars toys, well, they're not going to last forever. Let's face it, neither are we. Sad as that may be, it is true. It's just my opinion that we need to enjoy things while you have them. Everything behind me, it's been around for decades. Original Kenner pieces made many, many years ago and have been cherished by many children, many collectors. Well, let's face it, I didn't buy these all from back in the day as a young kid, young collector. These were purchased and changed hands many times, probably before it even got to my little greasy little mitts. And I've enjoyed every single piece that I have. I've enjoyed every single experience that I've had having these toys. Even the toys that aren't in this collection when I was a kid. The toys that I personally owned. The toys that I had in my family. My brother, who I've talked about, is older than me, and I played with many of his toys as he was older and had a lot of toys that, I didn't even know about because it just as luck would have it, I was born in the 80s and he was born in the 70s, and so he was in that sweet spot. And, we each got our turn, as it were, with Star Wars, in terms of seeing these toys hit the toy shelves, or in my case, seeing them hit my brother's hands. And then I would see them on the floor in the living room or the bedroom, and then I'd toddle on over there and get my hands on them and start playing with them. And I was lucky enough to see some of these toys in the toy stores when I was just a little Ewokling. I do remember around 85, so I do remember that there were some toys still left over in the Kenner line as Star Wars was fading out. So I do have my very own memories of these toys being in the stores. But my point is, these toys are well loved. We all love these. Chances are, if you're watching this channel, you yourself collect these toys, or you had them at some point in your life. And my thought is, we're always going to hold on to this. We're always going to hold on to collecting these toys and having the experiences of bringing, well, it's what Kenner does best. They bring us closer to the movies. They bring us closer to our childhood dreams and fantasies at playtime, experiencing Star Wars in our own home. That's what these toys are. That's what they just do best. And for me personally, as a collector, I hold on to that. I don't look at these toys as investments. I don't look at them as something that's holding a dollar value. I know many people out there buy these specifically for the value. It's an IP. Star Wars is an IP. It's a very valuable IP. A lot of folks look at this as just, will see this wall behind me and just think, oh, look at all that money sitting there. I don't look at it that way. I look at it as, look at all these memories. Look at all this joy. They're toys after all, guys. Just toys. And then I go on these, internet forums, and I see guys posting up their collections and talking about the value of it and selling certain pieces for X amount of dollars. And it's crazy the money that these fetch. At least they do now. Some of the pieces in my collection I've gotten from other collectors in terms of how they came into my hands, because someone's relative passed away, or a relative got sick of playing with them or collecting them and passed it on, and so on and so forth, until finally one person got their hands on it and decided they didn't want it anymore, so they got rid of it. I bought it. You bought it. Your neighbor bought it. Somebody bought it. But the point is, these toys change hands, and eventually they find their way into a collector's home, And hopefully that collector holds on to it because they absolutely love Star Wars and they love the joy of collecting for the love of Star Wars. But let's face it, guys. These toys aren't going to be around forever. Plastic is going to eventually deteriorate. Eventually it's going to find its way into a garbage bin, a dumpster, a landfill. These toys will eventually leave our possession. It's going to happen. Eventually, they'll become one with the Force. It's just inevitable, like we all will. Now, I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer about this, but I just like to talk in terms of the way things really are. I personally don't believe that these toys are going to hold on to their value for too much longer. I know a lot of you out there don't want to hear this. A lot of you out there think I'm out of my tree. And that's fine. This is my opinion. But I, along with most of you watching, are in a generation of people that grew up with Star Wars in our time. Whether you were born in the 60s, the 70s, or the 80s, you were in the sweet spot of Star Wars. That was a generational thing for Kenner. So if you were born in 60s through the 80s, you experienced Kenner most likely, or you found out about it very soon after. If you were born in the 90s, you saw things at flea markets, garage sales. You saw these old toys, and you might have gotten that itch to buy them or collect them because it was Star Wars, and you found out what Star Wars was all about. And of course, in the late 90s, 99, going forward, Star Wars came back. Prequels, the animated stuff, and so on and so forth. If you grew up with these toys, if you grew up in that generational time, that window, then you can appreciate these for what they are. Your kids, if you have kids, their kids, this is going to mean nothing to them. Not every single kid growing up from, this new window, this new generation is going to turn their back on Kenner, but a vast majority of them are simply not going to care about 77 through 85, that nice little window that we call the Kenner Star Wars era. They're just not. This is a generational thing, guys. It's just like, old baseball cards, Mickey Mantle, Babe Ruth, collector's cars, anything that has to do, that's in a generational time frame, a window. If you grew up with it, it's going to mean something to you. If you grew up after it, you may look back on it fondly, or you may not. And the difference between when we grew up, you, me, and anyone else in the 60s, the 80s window of the 60s, 70s, 80s decades, we love this stuff. We're never going to not love it. I don't think we're ever going to get tired of it. But the kids that come after us, that have come after us, that will come after us, they're not going to care, guys. They simply won't. And what happens to things when no one no longer cares? They eventually find their way out of a collection, out of that home, and into a garbage can, a dumpster, a landfill, somewhere else where things go to be forgotten about. Toys people get rid of their toys. People clean out things. And with the younger folks, the younger generation, I hate to say it, but it's all digital now, guys. It's a digital era. Kids are not interested in, tactile things that they can pick up and hold. Reading a book, a magazine, listening to a record player, a CD, watching a DVD, a Blu-ray. Everything's streamed now. Everything's digital. Let's take a moment of silence for that, shall we? Yeah, think about that. Just really let that sink in for a minute. Everything is digital now. I'm making this video live for you guys in the moment, and it's just things are coming to me as I say this. I don't like to script things out too much. Sometimes I just like to shoot from the hip, like I'm doing right now, and it's hitting me. It's like these toys. Enjoy them while you have them. Enjoy them while you're old enough and you're all sound upstairs to enjoy them. But eventually, when they leave your hands, the next person's probably going to sell them for peanuts. They're not going to care. They're going to get rid of them. They're not going to care. It's a DVD. It's a CD. It's a record. It's an 8-track. It's a magazine. It's a book. I mean, kids don't play with toys like we played with toys. The kids of today don't care about toys like we do, like we did, like we do still. They just don't. And so the long-winded story circled around the wagon long enough. My point is these toys are not going to be worth what I think a lot of people think they're going to be worth for very much longer. I just don't think it's possible. I think the value is going to just plummet. Because something only holds its value when there's interest for it. When we die out, that's it. Nobody's going to care about this anymore. They just won't. So I think anyone that's trying to make money off of this stuff, which I hate even talking about, do it now. Maybe 10, 15 more years, this stuff may hold some value. Past that, I don't think so. I see a lot of people spending huge amounts of money on boxed items, sealed toys, specific figures that are still on the blister, they're still in the they're an MOC, they're mint on card, they've never been opened, or a boxed ship, or completely sealed with the tape still on it, and that old yellow tape that's never been busted open, the factory sealed, and people go get things graded because they want to put it in a tomb of sorts, which I talked about in another earlier video just recently about my thoughts on grading. People like to preserve these things for preservation and also to hike up the value of something, again thinking it's going to be worth a lot of money. It's not. My opinion, I don't think so. I think people holding on to these toys for the value is silly. Enjoy them while you have them. Enjoy them while you're alive. Enjoy them while you can have some fun with them. But don't think of them as some expensive heirloom you're gonna will away to your whoever, and you're gonna put your kids through college with the value of these toys when you sell them. It's you got a few years and that's it at best. As we age, all these toys, the value is going to go down. It's just what it is. Like I said, the new generation doesn't care about Kenner. Kenner? What's Kenner? It's all Black Series Hasbro now. What's Kenner? I mean, Kenner's it's a you and me thing. It's not a them thing, and I hate to be segregating a generation or separating people, but it is true. It's just what we grew up with. And it's like I said, some of the stuff in this collection I got, I got from people that it was their relatives and they passed away. Or they got it from their brother or sister or whatever, and they don't want it because they don't collect it. It's a very niche, you gotta like it to hang on to a type of thing. And again, something is only valuable, it only holds its value if somebody's willing to pay. It's only worth something when someone's willing to pay for it. And I honestly don't think that this stuff is going to be worth much in a few more years. To us, yes, nostalgically. It's late in the day, early in the morning, however you want to look at it. I'm making this video, so I apologize if I'm a little bleh. But the value, it's just not going to be there, guys. I really don't think so. And I've just been staring at this stuff, looking at it, and just, I've been seeing, like I said, I go online, I go on these Facebook groups, and I see these posts that are made for it's either I bought this collection because so-and-so passed away and I got it from their their relative or whatever, or I see the other post that, hey guys, I'm sorry, it's, I got to pay for my kids, whatever. I got a doctor's bill. I got a, house improvement. So they still have the collection, and, and then they're hoping to buy it again down the road because they really love Star Wars, but yet it has a value right now that they're able to hopefully get enough money to pay for a medical bill, whatever it might be. I see this all the time, people selling their collections, all of it or some of it, to gain money back so that they can take care of XYZ in their personal life, which is understandable. But it's going to be getting harder and harder to do in the years to come. I don't think that this stuff is just simply going to have the value behind it like some people hope it does. I don't buy this stuff for the value. I don't buy it in hopes that I'm going to turn around and sell it one day and make a bunch of money. I don't know. It's just something that's kind of hit me that I just thought I touched on it before, but I thought, I've seen a few more posts lately that kind of it's like a brick that hit me, and I just wanted to talk about that with you guys and share my thoughts on it. I love to show off toys, but I also like to talk about toys, and I like to share my feelings. I'm a feeling kind of person. And I know some of you guys like to hear what I think and feel about certain things, and I feel that the value of these toys is going to go down. I don't think it's going to retain like some people do. Some people hope, and I know a lot of you out there watching this video and you're shaking your heads and you disagree with me and you think I'm crazy and like, this guy's lost it. What is it? What IP? It's Star Wars. It's never going to lose its value. I mean, this stuff only keeps going up. Kenner, I always tell you guys, don't sleep on Kenner. Why? Because Kenner's going to get snatched up. It's true. In this window of time, it's a very finite window of time that people are going to be, garage sale hunting and flea market this and flea market that, and online collecting, and it's just not going to last forever. Granted, there was, and let's not also forget the fact that there's so much of this made. There was a lot of Kenner made out there, which is why I find that some of these prices are absolutely retarded, because there's a lot of figures out there just floating around, and people are trying to command so much money for a specific 3 3/4 inch figure. Then Kenner made a gajillion of them. It's ridiculous. And even I have decided that I'm not going to buy certain things because I'm just like, why? I don't want it that bad. These prices they're just too high. Like I don't find, it's kind of lost that interest for me in certain ways that I don't want to like spend all this much money. Like I talked about it recently with some of these last 17 display figures that I wanted. I have the entire line, but then I decided to not buy certain last 17s that are original Kenner because I didn't want to spend all that much money, because I'm just like, Jesus, I'd rather spend that money on other things in life. And certainly if I wanted to turn around and sell this stuff, I could get my money back now down the road. I don't think so, guys. I really don't. I feel like it's a small window, and if you're looking to make a buck off of Star Wars, do it soon. Do it now. Don't wait another 10, 15 years and hope that you're going to get your money back 20 years. The more time goes by, the less this value will be there. I feel just because the kids these days, this new generation does not care about Kenner. They do not care about this generation of Star Wars specifically. I don't know if going forward they're going to continue to make toys. Everything's just a digital era now. Kids their attention spans are nothing. Everything it's like this. It's all in front of them. It's all, pretty soon there'll be chips embedded in the brain, and there'll be video footage and gaming and whatever going through the, there's going to be beaming out holographic, kind of like the VR from back in the day, but just a heightened sense of virtual reality. Kids aren't going to have time to play with this stuff. They're not going to care. Consequently, there's going to be no need for it. There's going to be nobody's going to want to buy it. Again, you guys understand how commerce and how this all works. People are only going to pay what they're willing to pay for something. And I just truly feel when our generation starts to die out, which it already is, sad to say, or none of us are making it out alive. We're all going to become one with the Force one day. And that's what I'm saying. It's just like, enjoy it while you have it, but don't expect it to have some, you're going to retire off this stuff. Like, if you're retiring soon and you're going to sell your collection, then, you might do all right. But if you're some years down the road, or you're hoping, like I said, to put your kids through college or their kids through college, don't. I mean, it's foolish. I just, I don't know. Again, I could be wrong. I could absolutely be wrong. And I would love to be wrong for everyone's sake out there that cares about the monetary value of these Star Wars toys. I'd love to be wrong. But I don't think I am. And I know I'm not the only one that shares this thought. Anyway, guys, I just, when I look at this stuff, it puts a smile on my face. I don't look at this like dollars and cents. And, the money I've spent on this collection to amass it, I've had to spend some money like all of you have. But it's worth it to me because I like having the collection. And that's where it ends for me. I don't look past having it now. I don't look as it's some kind of investment. And so that's my thought. Those are my thoughts, guys. I truly feel like, you got to enjoy Star Wars, this Kenner era of Star Wars toys now. Enjoy it now for what it is as a toy. Just enjoy it. Enjoy these toys. Kenner, it's fun, as the old saying goes. Enjoy it. Just enjoy it, guys. And like I said, if you disagree with me, totally fine. I'm not here to argue with anybody. I know I might get some comments, some steamy comments telling me I'm so wrong. I don't know what I'm talking about. Clearly, I don't understand this IP or Star Wars or these toys. Look, I'm not going to argue with you guys. You guys are entitled to have your own opinion. That's fine. This is my opinion. Had a couple people chat about me, or not about me, but chat with me about, told you guys it's late for me when I'm making this video right now, chat with me about this topic, and I've never really gone into a deep dive rant about it, and this is it. This is what I feel about it. I just really feel like these toys are just, just what I said. So that's it, guys. Like I said, enjoy your toys while you have them. Don't think of them as investments, or do or do not, but I'm just a big kid. I'm just a big kid playing with these toys while I have them. And the inevitable fact is that one day these toys will go somewhere. When they leave my hands, they'll go somewhere. But will they be worth anything? That remains to be seen. I appreciate you guys for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give the old like button a thumbs up to support the channel. And if you've not already done so, blast the subscribe button and hit the notifications bell so you don't miss any valuable Star Wars content. And remember, collect or collect not, there is no try.